What is good, everybody? Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Weekday Wagers. My name is Mark. So glad you were able to join us on this Tuesday. It is Major League Baseball All-Star Game night tonight. Got lots to talk about, especially about the somewhat of a controversy that brewed up in the Home Run Derby. Before we get there, let's take a look and see how DG and I did yesterday. And you got to love it, especially when we got 2 green check marks. And I can't tell you the sweat that I was under, not just for Cal Raleigh to get to 18 and get over the 54, get to 54 for my bet to cash. But then Junior Caminero gave me a scare because that guy started looking like he was getting stronger in that final round towards the end, had me sweating. But you know what? I was just talking to this guy about the sweat that we had last night with it. Robbie, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really well. Actually, I had Byron Buxton to get out of the first round as just a personal play of mine. Stupidly, I put a full unit on that. So he made me sweat a little bit, but thank you, Byron Buxton. At least I got green somewhere last night in that mess of a derby.
There you go. You know, and it was kind of a crazy night. We were touching on it just before the show. Rooker, loses that spot. Let me ask you this. Everybody by now probably already knows Brett Rooker gets eliminated because he came up 6 inches short for a total distance to Cal Raleigh. Do you think there should have been a swing off there between those two guys and saying, hey, listen, we're going to give you 5 pitches and then it's just going to be a sudden death after that?
Absolutely. And one, I know, Raul, in my conspiracy theorist mind, I know why I thought Cal made it to the next round. Media, people are going to want to watch. But two, if you did a swing off, you still get Cal, and he still probably beats Rooker. I mean, the guy was still mashing more home runs in the third round than the guys in the first round. So, I mean, I think Rooker got hosed. I do think he got hosed. Personally, with the FanDuel bet I had, I'm pissed that he got hosed. But, yeah, I have a lot more respect for Rooker tonight. I'll go into that more later once I start going into some of my plays.
I'll tell you what, Nonsense. So glad you're here. Hey, Nonsense, just for you, I've got WNBA plays up on JustStatSports.com. Head on over there. Use code BTT30. Check it out. 30 days for free. The WNBA bets last night were killer. Nonsense and I were cashing. Head on over there. Madam President, we're doing just fine. So glad you could join us. And I agree with DG. Hit that like button. If Brett Rooker and the Weekday Wager crew got screwed. Yeah. We did.
Yeah, we did.
Thoughts coming out of that last night, of that home run derby? Anything that really stood out for you?
Yeah, Jazz Chisholm stood out for me. I think DG nailed it. He talked about it on a coach's show that morning about he did not care to be there. It was like, why is he there? Why do you have him there when you could have gotten so many other people? Nick Kurtz from Oakland. I know I trashed Oakland, but Nick Kurtz is one of the first people that come to mind that could have filled in nicely for that spot.
I don't know if you saw Chisholm's, post-derby conference when he said, next year, if he has 20 home runs by the All-Star break, he would actually love to participate again, and this time not be worried so much about maintaining his swing and his form, but actually concentrate on hitting home run derbies, or actually concentrating on hitting home runs for the home run derby next year. I know for me, I heard him say that, and I'm like, you took somebody's spot that could have made this, it could have added another dimension to an already fairly decent home run derby. Any of your thoughts?
Agreed. I think his pre-press conference should have been that statement. He probably would have caught a lot less heat if he's like, hey, I'm here. I'm excited to be here. I don't know how well I'm going to do because I'm trying to focus on this and that. That would have been better than I'm just here. I don't care about none of this. I don't like Jazz much to begin with. I don't like some of the stuff he does on the field. So I faded every prop I could against Jazz last night.
Yeah, likewise. I took whoever was being offered. I think there was like 5 of the guys being offered last night versus Chaz for the, who's going to hit more in the first round. I faded him on all 5. So from that aspect, Jazz Chisholm is the Colorado Rockies of the home run derby, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. So thank you, Jazz, for that. Speaking of tonight's All-Star game, let's move from the home run derby into the game. What are some of the things, and this is over on Caesars, and I just wanted to pull this up, but what are some of the things that jump out to you for tonight's game, something that you're really looking at?
Well, I don't want to give your play away, but it's something I looked at to begin with. But by the time I got to it, it was unplayable. I do look at player props, and I know it's stupid. It's probably not meaningful, but I look back at like last year and the year before's All-Star game just to see if guys I like tonight even have a hit in this. I think Aaron Judge the last 3 years doesn't even have a hit in this game. So if you're looking at him to get a hit tonight, you may fade that. That's kind of what I look for. And then I kind of look for switch hitters too. They may be pretty easy to target because they'll be able to do whatever they need to do at the plate, no matter who they're facing.
And one of the things, and I'm going to expand this up a little bit to make it a little bit easier to see, is one of the things I was looking at is looking at these home run odds. When was the last time we saw Aaron Judge or Ohtani at over plus 500? Even Cal Raleigh at plus 600 to hit a home run tonight. So much of this is because these guys are probably going to get probably 2 cracks of the bat, possibly 3 if they leave them in because they think they have an MVP run going on. But how, from a capping standpoint, because you're our player prop guy, how from a capping standpoint do you look at this and say, wow, which makes more sense? Playing the hits, playing a hits runs RBI. How do you try to cap a game like this, Rob?
Depends on your unit size too and what you're willing to pay. If you're just treating this game as a fun bet, maybe you're going to throw a few bucks on it. This would be the route because you're getting Judge and Ohtani, guys like that at plus 500. Wouldn't take a lot to get that bet hit. But 2, you look at guys like James Wood and who else is on the list there? That's Cal Raleigh, who just did a home run derby last night. How fatigued are they? How much do they care about hitting a home run? I would look more like guys like Ronald Acuna is at home. That's a narrative you could get, and that's plus 850. So if you got a few bucks, well, he's at home. Maybe he'll hit one, Something like that would be how I'd target it.
It's a little interesting. I'm glad you said that. Let me back up here as I'm talking about this because I did a little research into just that. And over on Caesars, they have a couple of fun bets that you can take. They've already built in the parlays. They got the deep ball boost and the big dumper boost. Let me start with the big dumper boost because it's Cal Raleigh, first player to hit a home run tonight in the All-Star game, and that's at plus 750. Interesting fact. The winner of the home run derby has not hit a home run in the All-Star game that immediately follows. David Ortiz is the only winner of a home run derby that has a home run in an All-Star game, but they did not happen in the same year. So how intriguing, once you know that, does that big dumper boost look to you, Rob?
Well, considering I didn't know that stat and I was still thinking on those lines of how fatigued are they and how much do they care to hit one, that makes a lot of sense now. I wouldn't touch the big dumper boost at all. The dude hit how many home runs last night? I could start
54. 54, exactly.
I knew you would know. And you got to think, too, how much are these guys getting walked? Because when I look back and look at history, a lot of these guys like Ohtani and Judge are getting walked a lot, too, in this game.
Yeah. So let's go to the next one. You got Shohei Ohtani to hit a home run. Caitlin Clark over 1.5 made 3-pointers in tonight's game against the Connecticut Sun. They're playing at the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. Any thoughts on this one?
That would be the one I would take. 1, it's Shohei Ohtani. Why not, right? 2, it's Caitlin Clark. Again, why not, right? You're asking her to do something she does on a nightly basis. And for Shohei, he hit one last year in the All-Star game. I wouldn't doubt that he might do it again. And if you just wait a few minutes later, I'll tell you why, too.
So just a little tidbit on Caitlin Clark. When she plays at Mohegan Sun, she's done it 4 times over her career. She's gone over this line every single time. She's averaging 2.8 made 3-pointers when she plays at Connecticut. I like that side of that leg. I can't wait to hear why you like the Otani thing. I might actually be playing this as soon as the show ends. So let's do that. We do have our picks though. So let's start with yours. Who are you on? What are you playing? Are you going Diamond? You going WNBA today?
It was close. I really almost had a WNBA play, and then the Brent Rooker stuff happened last night. So I'm sticking with the Diamond. Give me Brent Rooker for just to get a hit at plus 155. You got your redemption arc. The guy got hosed last night. He clearly looked kind of upset afterwards too. He's locked in. You know, he hit 20 home runs. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he hit one out of the park tonight just because he's mad. Matchup potential. He gets an at bat, maybe maybe he gets a fastball heavy righty. That's hard to say, by the way. But if he gets one of those pitches, he's laser focused on that. Bonus narrative, he was feeding his child last night. I don't know if you guys saw this during the Derby, but he was feeding his child, and people actually hassled him on Twitter about feeding his child, saying he shouldn't be doing that. They came here to watch him play baseball and not feed his child. He clapped back and said, she's an 11-month-old. It was time to eat. I was feeding my child. Thanks for your opinion. So as a dad who does all that or did all that when it had to happen, I got nothing but respect for Brent Rooker now, and I hope he does hit a home run tonight.
Listen, everybody loves a amazing redemption story, and you go from maybe the home run derby, what could have been, who knows? He has a big night. Could be the All-Star Game MVP. You don't know. I do like that angle, though. I think you never want to put a chip on somebody's shoulder, especially at this level. Speaking of levels, I am rolling with the beautiful no-run first inning in this All-Star game. It's at it was at minus 140 when I got this last night. I checked it this morning. It had gone up to about 145, minus 150. It is now at minus 170. So the public has been betting this all the way up all day long, and for good reason. The NRFI is hitting 6 of the last 7 All-Star games. And tonight's matchup, you got Skeens on one side, you got Derek Skubal on the other side. Combined on this season so far, they are 36-3 no-run first inning, with Skeens being a perfect 20-0. These guys do not allow first inning contact. And yes, I know that the lineups are not nearly the same type of lineups that they face on the daily basis, as they're going through the rotation. These lineups are stacked. However, these lineups are stacked every single All-Star game, and the NRFI is hitting 6 of the last 7. I think, especially in a atmosphere that is as electric as the All-Star game, that is as energetic, that the edge goes to the pitcher in these matchups more so than to the batter. And I really like the fact that we're getting Skeens early. We're getting Skubal early. We don't have to worry about them coming in for a relief or anything like that. I love this spot, and I know you were looking at it too. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, full credit, and I hate to give this guy credit because we'll never let him on our show. But I was listening to Raphael's show yesterday on the drive home, and they gave it out on that show when it was at minus 140. I was driving home. Of course, I came home 3 kids and totally forgot to put it in. I will say that if you have FanDuel, I think they have a 50% boost that you can use on anything tonight. Apply it to that play, and you'll still probably get a pretty decent odds, even right now with it being at minus 170.
And to your point, look, I know minus 170, I would never give that out on a standalone. I will say this. If you same game parlay that with over on DraftKings, you can play the total under So you play the no-run first inning with the game total under 9.5, and that gives you plus money. It's plus 100. So you get straight even money on that. If you take it to 10.5, it's at minus 125. So you're buying the fact that I don't expect there to be a lot of scoring in this game to begin with. I think Skeens and Scoob will get you through at least the first 2, possibly 3 innings with very little scoring. And it's not like these bullpens, these relief pitchers are pitchers that, have vulnerabilities and vulnerables. All these guys coming in are all-stars for a reason. They're really good at what they do. So I like doing it and approaching it that way. If you want to put together a little same game parlay, because that 170 is just too rich and way too pricey, which I would never play a NRFI beyond 150. It just doesn't make any sense at that point. So I do have to say,
yeah,
I'm just gonna leave that there. It's
even though you and DG got my ass in trouble this weekend for talking about my blackout story from the other night when I was chopping wood.
And rightfully so. And I'm sure Miss White would be on our side for calling you out for that stuff because you're not drinking enough water.
I drink enough water.
Robbie, be better. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Be better. All right. Speaking of being better, your guy, Brian Buxton. I love see, he's out of the home run derby now. I can call him what I want.
Exactly.
Mr. Buxton. Latest coming out today is that, especially, so full disclosure, the All-Star game, we are running into the Major League Baseball trade deadline. And this is where all those rumors start to really pick up and build up momentum. And there's often, where there's smoke, there's fire, so to speak. But Brian Buxton is rumored to be on the trading block. And let's watch this, and I'll get your where are we at right there? There we go. I'm going to get your thoughts on the other side.
Whether you fly or sell, do you pay attention to those rumors?
I see them, but they don't dictate what we got to do on the field to get ourselves right.
Have you talked with any higher-ups about your own status, what they think?
About what?
Whether you'll be traded or whether you'll...
I can't be traded. I got a no-trade clause. I'm a Minnesota Twin for the rest of my life. So that's the best feeling in the world, knowing I get to walk into a clubhouse and it's going to say Twins for the rest of my life.
And so you won't wait. You're going to stay right.
I'm a Twin. That's home.
Your thoughts? What hit you after seeing that? What hit you? Because I have a couple. I want to know what you see here, because what I see is a guy who possibly knows he may be on the trading block and is working that front office. Like, listen, I have a no trade clause. You are going to have to sweeten this deal up for me to ever leave Minnesota. What do you see?
He does realize they can cut him, correct? Like, he can always get cut. Like, I love his enthusiasm. If I'm a Twins player, I love the fact he wants to be there. That's awesome. But for him, they can still cut you, and then you have no say in anything. I think the only way this gets reworked is if the Dodgers or Yankees money comes in on him, and I just don't know if that's going to happen. But if you're a Twins fan, you got to love his answer.
So well, that's a great question. What's the number? What's the number that gets a guy to say, all right, I'll get traded? Or is it more of a team thing? Like, okay, you want to send me to the Dodgers where I have a chance to earn a pennant? Yeah, send me.
Right. Without having his number he's making now from him, it would be hard to say. I will say, when you look at the Twins lineup, you've got him, Matt Warner, and Trevor Larnach. That's the only three guys I can off the top of my head name you, and Byron Buxton is far and beyond better than both of those guys.
Yeah.
I think he would be good if somebody that's in contention. I don't know Minnesota's record, even how good they are right now off the top of my head. But a team like LA or even the Yankees right now could use a guy like Buxton the way they've been playing.
I agree. We do have this, Rob. I want to get your thoughts on this one. Okay. Nonsense through the bet of the day, and Scooble and Skeens each to have one strikeout each, Ohtani home run, and Lindor a one-hit parlay at plus 2,500.
Okay. I definitely like the first two. Scooble and Skeens seems like a safe bet. Ohtani feels like a safe bet. Lindor, just me personally betting Lindor, he doesn't ever come through when I bet him. That would be the only one that I would be wary about. That's maybe he has better luck with Lindor. I don't have as much luck with Lindor.
And Joe is asking a great question. You're a Red Sox guy. You guys going to be buyers this year? I mean, what's going on?
My initial thought is no. I think they like the young team we have. I don't think even if we did become buyers at this, that we would get to where we needed to be. I like how we're playing now, but I honestly think they like the youth in that organization right now. I think they're trying to be patient with what they're doing. So I wouldn't see us buying at the trade deadline.
Gotcha. Anybody that comes to mind, we're here. Anybody that comes to mind that you think are going to be huge sellers at the trade deadline?
Not off the top of my head. I'm wondering what a team like Atlanta is going to do. I hear Ronald Acuna's name a lot. They would be stupid to get rid of Ronald Acuna. But I hear his name for some reason come up a lot as far as trying to sell him off. I wouldn't do it. That's the first one that comes to mind is Ronald Acuna. What about you? Is there any teams that you're looking at that could be sellers?
I think I would say last year at this time, the Chicago White Sox literally just threw in everybody, cleaned house, and said, we're getting rid of everybody. It's almost like we're starting over. They're not in that position this year. I see teams struggling. Unfortunately, the Rockies don't have anybody other than Hunter Goodman, potentially, that really is a standout that they could probably get something for. They just signed Holiday's kid. They just selected him in the draft. So, he's another he's another 2 or 3 year down the road type deal. I don't think they have anybody left there. I think if there's anybody who could potentially be a seller, it's got to be the Sacramento Athletics. Maybe getting rid of the Rookers of what's the Jacobs,
you got Rookers, you got Nick Kurtz is a guy on there.
Kurtz is the other one.
Jacob Wilson, that's who you're thinking.
Jacob Wilson, yep.
Yeah.
You got 3 potential that would get you some future considerations, some draft picks, some up and coming AA, AAA players. I just see them, especially as they get ready to move to Vegas, that's when they will start to become a buyer. And right now, they're still in selling mode. So.
I can see that. Yeah, I could see that them being a seller. There was another team, and I had on top of my head, and then all of a sudden I lost my train of thought. But anyway, yeah, I agree with the Athletics take. You're talking about the Rockies. I was going to say Mickey Moniak is a guy. You don't hear a lot about him, but if you do player props, it seems like he's hitting 3 home runs every week or so.
Yeah, he's
another guy.
He's consistent. He is consistent on that.
Yeah.
I just don't think he has the notoriety where he's going to fetch a return that the Rockies need, because they need everybody. Speaking of everybody, while we could get everybody on this list, we certainly could get the top 5 on the Daily Dinger. And look at these odds. I love saying Ohtani at 600, Judge at 600, Cal Raleigh at 600, Acuna Jr. at 750, and Junior Caminero at plus 800. Rob, who do you like here? You've alluded to it all show, but I'm going to force you to say it now. Who do you like and why?
Shohei Ohtani at plus 600. I don't care who he's playing against. You can resurrect any pitcher from back in the day, put them in their prime. If you're going to give me Shohei Ohtani at plus 600, I am taking that every day. look, man, he hit one last year too. So that you've got that on your side. You got the fact that he hasn't pitched and he's not going to pitch tonight, surely. So that's on your side. I think he likes to show out too when the lights are the brightest. Go ahead and give me Shohei Ohtani. I give you an honorable mention. I did say Acuna. He was worth a look. And Caminero, I'm still kicking myself for not being on him more yesterday because he is a very good player. A lot of people are starting to finally figure that out now. But I think he's going to be a name you're going to hear for some years to come.
Speaking of redemptions, I don't know if there's enough time for Chaz Chisholm to do a redemption tour between this home run derby and next year's home run derby, which is why I'm taking Aaron Judge. All rise, because my man has to come out and put a little respect on the Yankees name after Jazz just embarrassed. Look, the Yankees organization, it is a organization where they put team first. I know, not when it comes to salaries, but the mentality is always team first. The Yankees image is iconic. It's what you protect. And it took a beating last night. Look for Judge to hit a home run, bring a little limelight, bring a little glow back to the Yankees name. I like Judge to hit a home run here.
Only problem is that, like I said earlier, I don't think he has a hit in his last 3 All-Star games, which if he's going to get a hit, you might as well bet the home run because usually when he gets a hit, it's a home run. So
he's due. He's absolutely due. And Joe, I agree with you. I think that this thing is a dead under game tonight.
1,000%.
Yeah. I think this is a all-star game where the pitchers are really the showcase and the stars on this one. So I hope it's entertaining. I hope it's fun to watch. Any last thoughts, Rob?
No, just keep your units low. I would very, very much tell you to keep your units low. I would say just look at maybe home run props. You know, if you got $5-10 that you just want to have some fun and just have something to watch, you don't know how many at-bats these guys are going to get. I think last year, Ketel Marte had 3 at-bats, and he was able to get a hit and a run. I would just keep your units low, have some fun, and save up till Friday.
And I will say this. Watching the All-Star game, it is what it is, for me at least. This is an exhibition game. Yes, you get to see some powerful matchups that you wouldn't normally see on a day-in, day-out type of basis. But for me, it's still an exhibition game. What has not been an exhibition game and what has been a very profitable market because none of the eyes at the books are on it lately has been the WNBA. So I'm going to give you a little bonus bet right now. Go lock in LA Sparks, Kelsey Plum over 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists at -105. Why? Forget that she's done this in 9 of her last 10 games. Forget that she's done it in 5 straight games. She is facing a Washington Mystics team, okay, where she is at, in her career, you ready for this? 30, 34, 28, 26, and 32. That's all I'm saying. At -105, all day, every day.
Full transparency, that was my WNBA play that I was gonna, if I was gonna give one out, it was that exact same play without even talking to you, without anything else.
Really?
That was gonna be my WNBA play tonight.
Yeah.
I know nothing about WNBA. I looked at the charts. I looked at what they've done. That's what stood out. So her number was, yeah. So good deal. I'm glad we both agree on that. I may actually just go ahead and put that in as soon as the show's over now.
I love it. And it wouldn't be weekday wagers if we didn't have our good buddy DG jump in. He's got some summer league plays up on Just Stat Sports. He'll have those up here shortly. Get on over there. Check it out. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. You're going to want to get over there within the next 5 minutes after he puts them up because that first game starts at 4:30 Eastern, just about 2 hours from now. So head on over there and get that. We hope that you enjoy the All-Star game. WNBA, whatever it is that you may or may not be watching tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining Rob and I today on this Tuesday. We will be back here tomorrow with the recap of the All-Star Game, an eye on some WNBA plays that we like, and maybe some MLB futures. But until then, take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be kind to one another. Let's cash these tickets, and we'll see you tomorrow.